Welcome to the Sweep Spot mini episode 27. This one, it's just going to be me, and I'm just talking about our most recent visit to Disneyland. I was there on Friday night for a few hours and then all day Saturday. Just a small trip report and a few things I observed when I was there. So we got to the park, my son and I, we got to the park about 9:30. We kind of slept in a little bit. But in the meantime, at 7, I had been up and I got a Rise of Resistance boarding pass, and we were number 88. So we got over about 9:20, 9:15, 9:30, somewhere in there. And I'm not going to go in order because I can't remember exactly, but I know that we started off with Buzz Lightyear because we had headed to Tomorrowland. And then we went over to the Matterhorn, I believe. And then we went over to Galaxy's Edge, I believe, because we thought maybe we were getting close. But before we went over there, we knew that we still had a little time. So we went through a few of the stores there and just looked around. Sat down, and I think I had recorded a little something at that point that you can listen to here. So sitting here in Galaxy's Edge, Saturday, September 11th, 2021. It's pretty busy today. It's warmer today. And not as warm as it is in St. George right now, probably, but it's warm for Southern California. And there goes Chewy. So we're just hanging out. Luke and I have a boarding group for Rise of Resistance, and we're just kind of waiting around for our number to come up, taking a little rest, because when it's warm like this, I suggest that you take rests, stay calm, have patience, and just have a good time. Some people have loud voices that project, and so we're just, wow, it's like has a megaphone. So no, some people, their voices like they just project far. So yeah, today we're just doing that, having a good time. We've gone on a couple things so far. Talked to my friend Billy, who's in custodial here. Chatted with him for a while. He gave me an update on some of the changes that have happened that we feel are not for the best. But yeah. So anyways, we'll check back with you later. Yeah. And then after that, we thought, well, we still have enough time. Let's go over to Millennium Falcon. And we got there, and we ran into Stephanie and her boyfriend. And Stephanie had been on our show before. She's a former cast member. Twice now, I believe she was on there. And so we chatted for a little bit, and then went on Millennium Falcon, and Luke and I were engineers this time. On Friday night, we were the pilots, so we were the engineers, and that was a lot of fun. Seemed like we did all right. And got out of that, and we headed over to Rise of Resistance because it was time for our boarding group, and rode on that. I talked about that attraction in other episodes and how amazing it is. I think this was our sixth time on this ride, something like that. I don't know. But we had a really good time. That attraction always does well, and I still notice things I didn't notice before. I still like to know how they do the transport thing, because I know it feels like you're spinning around, not like fast, but you're moving around. So the door, because the same door you walk in is the door you exit out of. So I'm just wondering how they do that. And I don't know, do they do that every time? Because I thought I remember going out of the back door, a different door at one point. I don't know. So then we did that, and then it was time to eat. We were getting hungry by that time, and I believe it was like 1 o'clock or something. So, because we had got on Border Group 88, I think it was around noon. So, ish. We went to Hungry Bear. No, we didn't. We went over to the Red Rose. Wow, I don't know how we ended way over there, but we went to Red Rose Tavern. And before that, we had run into our good friend Dennis, who is in custodian, works there, and talked with Dennis for a little while, and always good to see him. And then we headed over to Red Rose Tavern to eat. I had this, it's like a veggie pizza flatbread thing. It's really good. And we've got a cheeseburger, of course, and then, man, it was really crowded. Just kind of go back a little bit. Hot today. Yeah, in St. George, it was in the hundreds, but it was probably easily 95, 97 degrees, I think, here, so it was pretty hot. Crowded today. We went into Red Rose Tavern. We could not find a table. I mean, just packed. Finally did, so we ate there. And after that, we went to... Where did we go after that? I think we went over... I don't know. I can't remember the order, but I think we went over, did something, looked around, rested or something, but we ended up over at Golden Horseshoe and had a root beer float. Now in the Golden Horseshoe Saloon at Disneyland. Always like sitting in here. The atmosphere, it just has a lot of history to it. Before opening day at Disneyland, when Walt, his wife, Lillian, had an anniversary party a few days before Disneyland opened. Just seeing it reminds me of that, and it's a lot of it hasn't been changed. All of these crazy extra rails they put up. Good thing they put them up because people were falling all the time. No, they weren't. But excuse me. It's really hot today, really hot, and we just came in here to relax, get out of the heat. We're having a root beer float, just relax. So just enjoy the atmosphere here. Somewhere in there. We might have went on something before that, but and then after that we went over to Splash Mountain, and I hadn't been on Splash Mountain in a while, just because most of the time I don't want to get soaking wet, but man, it was hot today. So we went on that. We had the last two in the log, the last two rows, I guess you could say. 5 and 6, and you know what? We did not get really that wet. Like, I've been on times where your shoes are like soaked, or a big wave comes over and gets your whole left leg or something, but nothing like that this time. Just little splashes here and there, but nothing major at all. I was really surprised, especially figures on the day where we kind of want to get wet. But we did that, and then we had ran into a listener, and that was sorry, I'm reading my notes. Ran into Michael and his wife, who are both lovely people that we got to talk about some Disney stuff, and they listened to our show and read our books, and really cool just chat with them. Of course, they give all these people our newest buttons that we have. They're the Galaxy Edge trash can buttons that we have. That I will have also at Las Vegas when we are there in a couple weeks. So I ran into them, and that was cool. And then, what did we do after that? I don't know. I can't remember the order. We started kind of zigzagging around because it was like we were trying to do something, but then it was super packed. And then, we do one thing. I think that's when we ended up back in Fantasyland. We did Pinocchio, Mr. Toad. We rode the train around. Rode the train a time and a quarter around. So a whole time around plus a quarter of it. And then, and that was nice. But man, it's still hot just sitting on the train. It's really warm. We ended up on Pirates. Something I noticed on Pirates, there was two things. There was there was the Mark Davis painting of the old Red that they had, Redhead. In the scene, like before the treasure chest thing, or the treasures scene, it's on the right side. And that used to be dark, like you could barely see it for a little while. And I thought it was on purpose because they kind of got rid of that type of red. But it was lit up again, so I was kind of happy to see that because that is a Mark Davis painting. I don't know if he actually painted that, but that's his style of painting there. And the other thing I noticed was the cannons in the main scene where the ship and the fighting is going on. The cannons splash a lot higher, it seems like, and sometimes you might get just a little wet, But I did notice that. That seemed like that was something fairly new. Unless they are able to just turn them up or down, I don't really know, but how all that works. But I did notice that, and that was interesting. When we're on Indy, that was our last ride of the night. But when we're on Indy, I noticed that, and I think it's been this way a while now, but the where the ball scene at the end is, the walls used to move on the side to give you that effect that you're backing up kind of thing. It does not do that anymore. So I don't know if that's just something they just don't want to fix, or they can't, or I don't know. But I noticed that, and it's sometimes kind of sad when you see little things that used to work that don't. You just wonder why. Just fix it, Like they don't have the money. So I also noticed the monorail was doing some kind of a testing today. We saw it as we were entering, going around. I did see Billy, who we used to work with, Billy Martin. Chatted with him for a while. Chatted some baseball, and then we were talking about the custodial department, things going on there. Those are some of my observations of the day. We went on the Mark Twain. It was nighttime. I don't remember ever going. I probably have been on it at night, but it was kind of a fun experience, just different. Really pretty going around the river at night. It was pretty cool. Went on Mr. Toad, Pinocchio. I think I mentioned those. Didn't notice too much different anything with that. Eating wise, food. Let's talk food. We had lunch, like I said, Red Rose Tavern. Then we had root beer floats at Golden Horseshoe. And then we had a snack. We had Bengal barbecue. Luke had the beef and I had the chicken. And then I had these loaded fries later. This was later at night at Hungry Bear Restaurant. That was really good. They were actually very good. Had that. And just really warm. when that sun went down, though, it changed it. It kind of gave us a little extra boost, and we felt it because it was nice to be able to walk around and not have that sun right in your face and be so hot all the time. But all in all, I would say it was a very fun trip. We had a good time. Did a lot of walking. Both days had 23,000 steps each day. It's like 12 miles or something a day. It's crazy. But we did that and just had a really good time. I think we'll be back again in November sometime for my birthday. And I'll probably do a report on that. Probably not meeting up with listeners on that one. That's kind of going to be a family thing that we're doing, but I will report on it later, of course. But hope you enjoyed this little mini episode and my little trip report there. And always, if you are going to be in Las Vegas or planning on wanting to be there, maybe, we're going to be at Unicon, and that is October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. On the 1st of October, it's a Friday, the first day of the Unicon convention, we are going to be giving a presentation. It's going to be short, so don't show up late, but it's going to be at 4:30 on the main stage, I believe, at Unicon, which is at the Marketplace, I think it's called, something like that. It's in Vegas, but you can go to Unicon or go to the sweepspot.com and look at the link. Click on the link, and it'll take you there to buy tickets and everything, but it's October 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and on the 1st, we are going to be giving a small 30-minute presentation on the main stage at 4:30 p.m., and that goes till 8 o'clock that night, the whole convention. I think the other nights it only goes till 6, I think. So check out all the information, all the guests. They have some cool guests coming on. And we had Rob on the show many episodes ago, and we chatted with him, and so we kind of talked more about it then. But just want to keep reminding you, because we'd love to see you out there. We will also be at a booth at a table there, selling our books, both volumes, and giving out the new buttons. So really hope to see everyone there. We don't do a lot of meetups, or we haven't lately, with Disneyland being canceled. And hope to be at D23 next year, but we don't know yet for sure on that. So again, hope to see everyone there. Thank you for listening. This is not our main episode. This is a mini episode. But we do have some great episodes coming up on our main shows, which I'm really excited about. So thanks again for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.